Okay, hi guys. In this occasion, I'm gonna teach you how to use powers and radicals in the same operation, and this means that you have to remember the use of pandas, the order of operations. Okay, the first step you have to do is at first solve operations that are in brackets. The second is, once we have done step 1, solve powers and radicals from left to right. Solve multiplication and division from left to right. And finally, solve additions and subtractions from left to right. Primero vamos a resolver las operaciones que están dentro de los paréntesis o de los corchetes, eso significa brackets. Todo lo que esté dentro de signos de agrupación. Una vez que hayamos resuelto todas las operaciones dentro de los paréntesis, es como que nos reiniciemos y veamos qué tipo de operaciones nos quedaron. Si ya no hay nada más de signos de agrupación, entonces vamos a resolver las potencias y los radicales. Eso es cuando dice solve powers and radicals from left to right. Vamos a resolverlos de izquierda a derecha. Solve multiplication and division from left to right. Esto es una vez que ya hicimos el paso anterior. Ya resolvimos las potencias y los radicales, entonces vamos con las multiplicaciones y divisiones. Finally, solve addition and subtraction from left to right. Finalmente, para obtener la respuesta final, tenemos que realizar la suma y resta de izquierda a derecha, siempre respetando todo esto, la ley de los signos, cuando sumamos, restamos, cuando multiplicamos y dividimos, la ley de los signos para potencia y para radicales. So, we're going to see some examples for you to get involved in this kind of operations. Example 1, we have 3 to power of 3, 4 squared, and if you notice, we don't have brackets. If we don't have brackets, because at first we have to solve operations that are in brackets, but in this case we don't have brackets. So you have to go to step number 2. Solve powers and radicals from left to right. So we have to solve these operations from left to right. And at the left side, we have 3 to the power of 3. So this is the first one we have to solve, that is 27. And then we have to solve 4 squared, that is 16. We have done powers and radicals. Well, radical, we don't have radical, so we only have to solve powers. Step number 3, solve multiplication and division from left to right. We only have one operation and is a multiplication, so we have to solve 27 times 16, that is 432. Finally, solve additions and subtraction. We don't have addition, we don't have subtraction, so this is my final answer. This is an easy case. So in example 2, we have a more difficult operation because we have radicals, we have powers, we have a multiplication, we have additions, we have subtraction. So we have to apply the order of operations. At first, we have to solve operations that are in brackets. As the same as the first example, we don't have bracket, so we go to step number 2, that is solve powers and radical from left to right. My first operation, that is the first at the left, is 5 squared. Okay, we have 5 squared, so we have to solve 5 squared, that is 25. And I write the same sign, that is minus 3 squared, that is 9, times 3, plus a square root of 4, that is 2. We have done step 2, that is solve powers and radicals. Now we go to step number 3, that is solve multiplication and division from left to right. Well, we have minus 25 minus 9 times 3. My first multiplication is 9 times 3. So I don't have to touch this subtraction. 25 minus 9 is not right. You first have to solve 9 times 3. So this is 25 minus 27 plus 2. And finally, we solve addition and subtraction from left to right. My first operation is minus 25 minus 27 plus 2. So I cannot solve first minus 27 plus 2 because my first operation at the left is 25 minus 27. So I have to solve first this subtraction and thus this addition. But in your calculator you can put together all this operation and it's right. It's okay, you don't need to go step by step when you are solving addition and subtraction. So first we solve powers and radicals, then multiplications and division. We don't have division, so we only solve multiplication from left to right. And finally we solve additions and subtractions. So we have a third example, and this is more and more difficult because we have now operations in brackets. So the first thing you have to do always is solve operations that are in brackets. If you notice, into the brackets we have subtractions, we have multiplication, and we have addition, but we cannot add or subtract if we don't solve at first the powers and the radicals. So we have to solve first radicals and power from left to right. We have these radicals, that is square root of 16. Okay, for if you say what I have to do with this element or with this term, so 2 square, you only write it again. Look at this, you have to write again 2 square minus, and you continue to solve the operation into the brackets. The first operation, as we said, is to solve the powers and radicals, and the first that we have is a square root of 16, that is 4, times minus 2 power of 3. You have to be very careful when working with power and radicals about the sign. It's minus 2 power of 3. If the base is negative and the exponent or the power is odd, so the answer is going to be negative, plus in this case we have a negative base and an even power, so the answer is going to be positive. So we already solved the first step, that is solve operations into the brackets, and now we have to look if we have multiplications and divisions. So we only have in the brackets we only have multiplications, so we're gonna solve the multiplications, that is minus 4 times minus 8. You have to write again 2 power of 2 minus, you continue to solving the operation into the brackets, that is minus 4 times minus 8. Remember the rule signs, that is minus and minus is positive. So 4 times 8 is 32. Once we have done the multiplications and divisions, we continue to solving the addition and subtractions into the bracket. We are solving right now the operation into the bracket. So we have 2 square minus 44. Why 44? Because 3 plus 32 plus 9 is 44. And we have done all the operation into the brackets. And now you have to look what kind of operation do I have. I have a subtraction, but the first term is the power of 2. So I have to solve first that term, that is the power of 2, because I cannot solve the subtraction if I don't solve the powers. So I solve the power and it's 4 minus 44. Finally, I only have a subtractions, and my final answer is minus 44. Ok. Primeramente dijimos de que íbamos a resolver las operaciones dentro del paréntesis. Siempre tenemos que resolver las operaciones que están dentro de los paréntesis. Pero dentro de los paréntesis hay muchos tipos de operaciones. Por ejemplo, aquí tenemos restas, tenemos multiplicación y tenemos suma. No podemos resolver ninguna de esas operaciones sin antes resolver las potencias y los radicales. Lo primero que tenemos un radical, raíz de 16, 4, menos 2 a la 3 es menos 8. Tenemos que ser cuidadosos cuando trabajemos con las potencias y con los radicales al trabajar con bases negativas, ya que recuerden que la regla de los signos dice, si es base negativa y la potencia impar, entonces el resultado va a ser negativo. Para el siguiente caso tenemos una potencia y la base es negativa, pero la potencia es par. En ese caso mi resultado va a ser positivo. Como ven aquí es 9. Ya resolvimos las potencias y los radicales. Tenemos que buscar si tenemos multiplicaciones y divisiones siempre dentro del paréntesis. Tenemos que seguir escribiendo este 2 a la 2 hasta que resolvamos el paréntesis. Nuestra única multiplicación, no hay divisiones, es menos 4 por menos 8. Recuerden la ley de los signos, que es menos por menos más. Entonces aquí se nos convertiría en más 32. Vamos con suma y resta. No hay resta, únicamente suma. Se nos facilita el trabajo. 3 más 32 más 9 nos da una respuesta de 44. Ahora ya resolvimos todo dentro del paréntesis. Tenemos que reiniciarnos y ver qué tipo de operaciones tenemos ya que una vez que resolvemos lo del paréntesis, puede ser que nos queden multiplicaciones, divisiones, puede ser que nos queden radicales. En este caso, en el primer término hay una potencia que es 2 a la 2 menos 44. No podemos restarlo sin antes resolver la potencia. 2 a la 2 es 4. Y ahora sí, finalmente 4 menos, 20 menos 44, ya podemos realizar esa resta que es menos 40. You have to follow always this step, and if you follow all this step, you can get your answer in an easy way. Okay, and I let you here a challenge. Challenge yourself. You can comment your answer on this video so I can give you some feedbacks, and you have to put some step. Thank you.